God of War Ragnarok DLC may be in development, Phil Spencer would like God of War on mobile, Sony acquires gaming headphones maker Audeze, and all about Bioware's bad week. All that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. God of War Ragnarok came out last year, and despite Santa Monica saying DLC for the game was unlikely because the game was already big since they packed everything they had into it, it seems more content will be coming for the game soon. The news comes from reliable leaker The Snitch, who says development for the expansion is about 60% complete and it will be released next year. This would make sense when you see most of Sony's first-party games like Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, Uncharted 4, Spider-Man or The Last of Us Part 1 all got more content either as DLC or standalone. Santa Monica didn't do separate DLC for God of War 2018, but Ragnarok sets up some stories that could be told in that format. Would you like more content for God of War Ragnarok? Share your thoughts in the comments. Speaking of God of War, Xbox Phil Spencer had some words on the importance of mobile in the gaming market and how games like God of War, Starfield and Spider-Man should be part of that. This is per an interview with Eurogamer where the executive explained how important the market is for them to trigger the Activision acquisition and go after developer King. Spencer said, and I quote, "Console is relatively flat in terms of numbers of players, PC is relatively flat in terms of the numbers of players. I think we miss something if amazing story-based games like God of War or Starfield or Spider-Man or whatever are not available in places." Spencer's idea is that players should decide where and how they want to play games, suggesting in the interview it was possible with streaming, but the best experience will remain on console. Sony has made some moves to expand their market towards PC, but it still hasn't done much in the mobile space despite initially having the idea with PlayStation Now streaming, and still has yet to make a move for the rebranded PlayStation Plus streaming. Recently they acquired developer Savage Game Studios, but they lost the top Apple executive who was running things, and they have restructured since then, so there's not much news on that front so far this year. I agree with Spencer's idea since we see a lot more games that are becoming platform agnostic, giving you the option for taking your progress anywhere. Do you agree with Spencer's vision of games going to mobile through streaming? Voice your opinion in the comments. SIE is acquiring Audeze, one of the leaders in audio technology and developer of award-winning headphones for gaming, with the goal of continued focus on innovation in the PlayStation audio experience. According to the press release, Audeze will continue to operate independently and develop multi-platform products while benefiting from being in the PlayStation ecosystem. Sony is considered one of the leaders in premium audio in the electronics space, but their gaming side had not aimed toward the audiophile market until the recently announced Pulse Elite and Explorer, which will be the first of this kind for them. This acquisition means they plan to expand on that, and Audeze also benefits from Sony's gaming audio technology, including PS5's Tempest audio tech. Speaking of the new PS5 accessories, Sony also detailed the PlayStation Portal Remote Player this week, including the price being $200, but they were a little shy on the specs of the device, including its battery life. According to several outlets that went hands-on with the device, including CNET, Sony told them PlayStation Portal is being aimed at having the same battery life as a DualSense controller. That means the Portal will run for around 6 to 12 hours, so you can expect to be charging it every time. The good thing is that the device is aimed at home use, so it likely won't be an issue for many. There are new developments in PlayStation production titles, as they may be aiming to bring a PS1 and PS Vita classic to the masses. Twitter user Radek was checking out a video on the PlayStation Productions website where statues of characters with a movie or TV series are scanned, and he spotted the legs of Sir Daniel Fortesque from MediEvil. It could be Sony is planning for an animated film or series, or could also be just a mistake. The PS Vita one we already knew, but this just confirms the project is still in the works even if there's not much info right now. Sony announced a Gravity Rush movie was in the works last August, but in the same video Twitter user Yang1992 spotted Cat's scarf. And the PS4 remaster was listed as a mistake in the games related section. PlayStation Productions has had a good string of releases this year, with the massive The Last of Us TV show on HBO, and both Twisted Metal and Gran Turismo gathering wide positive user reception despite being tepid with critics. Canadian studio Bioware has had an awful week as general manager Gary McKay announced they would be eliminating around 50 roles in order to meet the needs of upcoming projects while maintaining its standard of quality and becoming a more agile and focused studio. McKay also said they remain committed to delivering exceptional story-driven single-player experiences, and they were confident to have the time needed to ensure Dragon Age Dreadwolf reaches its full potential. Now it appears the studio was planning to release the new Dragon Age entry in September 2023 as per industry insider Jeff Grubb on his latest Game Mess Mornings podcast. That is obviously not happening, and Grubb says that internally the studio has a tentative window of March 2024, but he thinks it may be released in summer 2024 at the earliest, but more delays could happen as well. This also affects the next Mass Effect game according to Grubb, as the team is being reallocated to help finish Dragon Age. Here's hoping things at the studio improve, as it has faced several troubles for the past few years, and hoping all the developers called from their jobs land on their feet. Now for some quick updates. Geoff Keighley confirmed this week during Gamescom Opening Night Live that the Game Awards will be held this year on Thursday, December 7 for its 10th anniversary show. And looking at the amount of great games so far, this year is gonna be a tough decision. As part of a Gamescom interview with IGN, Mortal Kombat director Ed Boon has confirmed that even though they can't see him, John Cena will reprise his role of Peacemaker to voice the character in the upcoming Mortal Kombat 1 DLC. This is the second character confirmed to be voiced by the same actor who portrayed it in other media, with J.K. Simmons returning for Omni-Man, but still nothing about Anthony Starr for Homelander. Baldur's Gate 3 PS5 launch is fast approaching, and Larian Studios is hard at work patching the game on PC. Just today they released their first update addressing over 1000 bugs, balancing and flow issues. They also said patch 2 is right around the corner, so the PS5 release will at least have 2 updates since the studio said the release would reflect the PC counterpart. The co-op psychological horror game Phasmophobia has been delayed from its August release on consoles. The developer announced on Twitter they had a fire incident in their office building, and unpredicted development issues which has impacted their ability to develop and test the game. They are now looking to launch for Xbox Series, PS5 and PSVR 2 this October, which is up for the season. Dongnut's upcoming action puzzle climbing game Jusant now has a release date and a new gameplay trailer. The developer announced on Twitter the game will be out for PS5, Xbox Series and PC this October 31st. From Square Enix, Dragon Quest spin-off Infinity Strash will be launching this September 28 on PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox Series and Switch. The game is an adaptation of an adaptation, with it being based on the adventures of Dai, an anime based on the manga based on the game. After celebrating No Man's Sky's 7th anniversary, Studio Hello Games has released the next update for the game titled Echoes. The update added a new race of robots, new story content, improved spaceship combat, and new quests. The Outlast Trials, a multiplayer spin-off of the Outlast series set in the Cold War, will be launching for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series in 2024 after its full launch on PC. Red Barrels also announced the game will receive full crossplay at launch. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. What are your thoughts on them? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up or down to let me know your feedback. Check out more content you may like as well, and subscribe for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!